Hi, my name is Tiana, and I am talking about my research topic on autonomous cars, which is like driverless cars or like robotic control cars. And basically, I'm just gonna give pinpoints like how I feel about the topic, because honestly, like when it comes to that skill set, I have like, and I'm not for it. I'm kind of against it because at the end of the day, we having like technology control our cars. We're not physically driving it no more. Like, we're losing the skill set of knowing how to drive, first of all. And also, like, in certain situations, say if the car malfunctions, how we're going to control that. Because there's a lot of, like, variables to look at when it comes to having a car that, like, drives itself. Like, for example, malfunction on the highway, or it just stops working, or, like, certain things we can't even figure out on our own because we have, like, professional scientists, all these IT people figure out how to put together a car that's technically a smart car. And honestly, hearing that there's a car out there that drives itself can be very dangerous because there was one report on the news saying that the white lines on the highway that divide the lanes, the sensor had mistaken it for a white truck. So the white truck was in front of them, and the sensor read it as if it was a white line. So it continued to go straight as if it was just nothing in front of it. And the car had rammed into the back of the truck, and it just continued to go and go and go until it was like damaged to the point it stopped working. And of course, people in the car had passed away because the car had mistaken its surroundings as a lane, and that put a lot of people's lives in danger. And technology, having us being dependent on technology, kind of puts a damper on our mindset because we go on continuing thinking, okay, technology got this for me. I don't need to think about that. We actually need to think about the fact that certain things we need to know are the consequences of pursuing this type of technology, because it could be beneficial, like reducing traffic, people controlling cars. Like, we tend to be distracted in traffic times. Like, we tend to like coast off, or like that slows down traffic. But these cars like continuously working on a speed, it probably increases the flow of traffic. But at the end of the day, realize that you want one good thing, but one good thing can lead to one bad thing. So it might be less cost or mobility, or the infrastructure might be less on certain levels, but in actuality, you're kind of like, in other words, you're wanting less, but you're putting your life at risk for that less. And basically, all to it is this: it's just that a car drives itself. And I believe this type of technology should not be on the road. It just should not be on the road. Because, first, it costs money to make it. We're using our money, like any little tax paying money goes into that too. It goes into any little thing in the world. It could go into that also. And why do we need it? Honestly, I feel like we need the skills to know how to drive, because that's the type of way of living. If you don't know how to drive, well, public transportation. But at the end of the day, I feel like we should have that skill set, because certain times you just need to know how to drive yourself to certain areas. Like, you don't need to be dependent on something else, because what if it's not working? What if the system's down? What if, like, computers crash and everything? Like, I know that certain cars have GPS running in them, like certain little technologies, but what if that system's down? What if somebody just like want to hack into the Tesla? Because Tesla is like a big contender out there that's using this type of technology. And what if that like malfunction? What if somebody hack into it? It is also a security risk too, because somebody can hack into these type of technologies today. People are hacking into bank accounts, emails, like big companies such as Yahoo, like Google. Like, people are hacking into those on an everyday basis. So imagine somebody getting into a car database. That would be like a huge problem. And you gotta know how to like steer away from those type of things, because then that will lead to destruction and chaos. So this development of technology is not really good. In honest opinion, I feel like we should revoke this type of technology. If it was up to me, I would be definitely against it, and I'll have try to sway others towards it, and like give them information saying that, hey, It's nice to have a car that drives itself and everything, but do we really need it, or do we really need to risk our life? We need to ask ourselves that question. Thank you.